Hi everyone, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles. And it is a cool rainy day here in Virginia, a little bit cooler than what is normally seasonal. So I'm just having a fun morning in my craft room while it rains. So I thought I would have you guys join me. So I came up with something that I think is kind of unique. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and then we'll make some and add them to this journal. This is, as a reminder, one of those patchwork covered journals. I showed you guys how to make this in a previous video. And then I started using my fall kit, and the name of this one is Autumn Charm. I always have to think. And I did some flips, and I don't know, I used some envelopes and some craft card pieces, right, for this one, and sewed those envelopes in. So anyway, there's a lot of funness. There's a lot of things we can do to this one, and I'm kind of excited about it. So this is the one we're going to be working in today. But as you guys know, I ended up acquiring quite a bit of gorgeous vintage fabric this summer, and I wanted to start incorporating it into my journals in a little different way. And so I'm going to flip this over and you guys are going to go, oh, glitter. But I also, of course, have some tablecloths and things like this too. And anyway, I wanted to start playing with some different ideas of how I could more easily use some of the fabric as actual pages or even a journal cover in my work. And so I came up with something, and maybe others have been doing this forever and I didn't know about it, but I have these labels, and I use them for shipping from my Etsy shop. And I just started using them. Before that, I was just printing on paper and taping it down, and I decided to do a little upgrade. And instead of getting the Avery ones, I just got this. It's basically an 8.5 by 11 piece, but it's already, cut in half or scored. So when you peel it up, it's sticky on one side and just paper on the other. Now, it might be great if it was two-sided, but that would probably be a lot more expensive. I haven't looked into that yet. This is quite economical. So I thought, well, that's just paper, and regular old glue sticks to that. And sometimes when I'm trying to get my fabric, like this is a really sheer one, to stick using Fabrifix or hot glue or other things, you see the glue through it, and I end up a lot of times, especially with the Fabrifix, getting very sticky fingers, just different things. And I thought, well, I wonder if this would work. So I've been experimenting, and I like how you see, now it has some white through it. That doesn't bother me. And it went on so smooth. And I missed a little corner there. If I just brought it down, it would have been perfect. But anyway, so I started playing with that. And then I did one with this fabric, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is just gorgeous. And then I lined the white paper with one of my pages from my All the Fall Leaves kit. So that was fun. And then I did one with this sheer fabric, and I cut it actually just to size. These end up being 5.5 by 8.5 if you leave them the size they come. So there was that one, and of course we can add to this. So this one I left a little bit bigger to have kind of that fun different edge, but again, we could sew, we could start gluing other things on. So I have these made, and I start thinking, oh, there's so many things I could do. This one is smaller. I used a portion of one of the sheets. It's 5.5 by 4.5, so I guess a half of one. I think it just worked out that way. Make sure. The weather is bad here, and my daughter's texting me, so let me just say yes, I think you can still go. Period. I'm so sorry you have a cold. She is going to the dermatologist and has a cold. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. I could start over, but I'm not going to. We're going to just let that little interruption from my daughter be okay. So this one was really fun, and I got out fall colored orangey kind of glitter. Of course, you could use any glitter, and it's sticking pretty well. Of course, I have glitter all over my desk. And, you know, I may end up getting a little bit of glitter here and there, but I'm okay with that. I also made some, like, fabric washi tape using two-sided tape. I put that on the fabric and then cut it out, so I'll show you that. And again, we'll make some other things, and I'll show you my ideas for getting some of these pages into this beautiful journal. In fact, I had an idea for this one. Oh, and then this is one that I actually just fussy cut one of the flowers out after I had stuck it down to some of the paper. So anyway, I'm going to show you all of these things. But one thing that I thought would be really fun, let me just find a page. I don't know, like maybe this one, is I could put this down, and this could just be something pretty to look at, or I could put some words or something. But if we install it, it could become like a side load pocket or even just a tuck, depending on how we do it. So I think I'm going to do that. So, and because now it's paper on this side, even though this is the lace fabric, I can just use regular glue. So look at that, right? I'm excited. So we're going to add glue to the top along the folded edge, because I've already kind of folded it over the bottom. I'm going to be generous with the glue because, you know, this does have a little bit of thickness to it, but it's not super duper heavy. There. And there you go. And again, if we want to decorate it some more, we can. We have the little washi tape fabric. Now we have a side load pocket, right? Cuteness. All right, so we'll just leave that one there for right now. I just think that'll be fun to look at. And again, I'm not quite sure what I want to do with all of these, but let's make a few, and then we'll start putting them in our journal and see what we think. So this is so easy. I think you guys are going to love this as much as I do. So this is a thick fabric. I wanted to try both, and then this is that real sheer. So the thick fabric, it's nice. I love this for fall. But it's really nice because it goes on smooth, and then you have just this wonderful kind of base to work with. Now, I want to make sure, you know, I cut it large enough. And I kind of like having a little bit of overhang too. Now, oh, I was going to show you guys, I could have laid it down and then cut it out, which is what I did with one of those earlier. And that was really effective. So maybe we'll do that for the next one. And I could iron this, and it would probably make it even easier. But let me just show you how easy this is. So these pull off just like that. And I will try to remember to link the ones that I have in the video description for you. I get them on Amazon. I'm actually going to flip it over this way now that I have it on there, and just start smoothing it out. And again, it would probably be a little easier if I ironed it first. She said she feels bad because she has a cold. You can ask for a mask when you get there. And I'll send her a little kissy face. I was using voice to text Sarah, and the I will send her a little kissy face went with it. I was talking out loud. I am struggling, and I'm so sorry, you guys, that I'm doing this. I'm doing this from my watch, and it's not easy. Okay, I'm gonna stop texting. It's just, I don't know how you guys are with your kids, but like when they're worried about something like that, I like to be responsive. And she lives in New York, and I miss her. So when she reaches out for help from mom, you know, it's really hard for me not to respond. Okay. This is on here now. Look at that. It's smooth. It's wonderful. This is paper. We can layer on here. We can leave it white. I'm wondering, you know what? Because I can print on this side. I could print a neutral paper on this side, and then it would just be done. Guys, that would be so fun. I will do that another time. But that's what I do is I print on these. I print shipping labels. So I could print one of my background papers or any of my papers. Oh, now I'm really getting excited. Okay, so it's on the fabric. And then I wouldn't have to go through if I, wanted to back it or glue it down or whatever. But for right now, I'm going to leave this one. So now I have these two to play with. And I have a couple that I've backed. So that's just cutting paper and gluing it to this side. Okay, so that's not hard. Now, let me show you what I did. Well, this is one of the pieces that I did, and I just did a fussy cut of the flower, and I love how that turned out. This fabric right here, is perfect for that. So there's that option as well. Let me grab my tape. Now, I have many times made little, I don't know what that was that smeared, stickers and strips of tape that I put the two-sided tape on. Here's one that I made that's now like washi tape fabric, right? So you can make your own with, pattern papers and things that you like. Like I could just put a strip on here and then it'll, be sticky. But making them with fabric is also fun, and that's all I did. And I'm going to make them. I already have some with this fabric. I just, you just lay strips down and then cut it out. And it worked with the sheer fabric too. I was afraid it might, when I went to pull it off, it might pull apart, but it did not. So again, I usually try to test these things for you guys before I get on here and say, let's do this. Sometimes I experiment while we are on camera. But, okay, so I'm just going to cut a strip, and if there's a portion of the fabric, that you love, of course, you can make sure you're getting that. I'm thinking, again, I'm going to leave this one a little bit thicker. The sheer fabric frayed too much to leave it a little bit wider, but I can always cut it down when I'm ready to use it. Right? So I'm going to just leave it like that, and then we'll see. We could also make fun little fabric clusters with these. So many fun ideas. Now, I also have a lot of paper here as well. Oh, and if you don't have two-sided tape and you want to make like some faux washi, I was thinking, what about just some plain old, this is just masking tape in orange, and I used it to draw a circle with too. Look at that. But here's a thicker piece, and this is pretty sticky masking tape. You could probably even use like painter's tape or something. I don't know, play with what you have, because we don't always have to go, buy more supplies. So let's just see what happens. Ooh, I love that little frayed edge. And I could probably be more responsible with how I'm cutting my fabric. But I don't have a lot of space right here. So, doing the best I can. Doing the best I can, friends. Okay, so now I have a thicker piece that I might be able to add. And of course, we could do longer pieces too. How fun is that? I want to grab one more thing. One more thing. Things. These are a few things that I have made in some other videos, and I knew I wanted to have in this particular journal. So these are some pockets I made with wallpaper and book page in a different video. And these were just some buttons that I thought were gonna look good with this journal. And another wallpaper pocket. Love that. I kind of don't want to glue him down because I want to keep the frog. So I will probably stick him in another pocket. But we'll install those in our journal too since I have them out. I still got to come up with something fun for this cover. So for example, like this one that I love with the frog, you know, could just be right there and something we can enjoy. All right, this is a tuck spot too. We made that together. Let's find, that already has a nice flip on it. I'm gonna go, okay, we already put that one in. I am going to go, you know, maybe somewhere like this. And let's pick, like I said, I have these that I installed. And of course, these could be sewn in to a journal or something. I'm trying to decide. Maybe we'll do a wraparound, something like that, and then this will flip open. Now, I'll have to install it here, but again, I don't have to have this entire piece. So let me show you the idea, because let me show you what we could do. We could put just leave maybe like 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna just eyeball it. If I cut that, my trimmer went through the fabric. Now I have this to use for something else. This can still be my wraparound, right? And I still have this place to either collage, journal, whatever. And I'm gonna do something to this edge. I'm not sure what yet, but I'm not gonna leave it just like that. Let's add some ink before I glue it down. We can ink this. I think I already inked it a touch, but, and see how this one frays, so you do have to be a little bit gentle with it. But scissors take care of that. All right. And I could also put a little fray check on there, and that would help as well. All right, I'm gonna glue this whole panel down. And again, since I line, you know, it's paper, and it, you know, even if the white was still there, it's just paper, but it just makes it really easy to start working, for me anyway, with fabric in my journal. Okay, I just noticed I had some blood work done and I still have a bruise there. I gotta tell. I love you too, baby. Good luck. Let me know how it goes at the dermatologist. I love you too, baby. Period. Let me know how it goes at the dermatologist. Feel better. So I think she took the day off work so that she could go to this dermatologist appointment. And of course, now she's struggling with a cold. Poor thing. All right. I was looking for one of these pieces because I was thinking it might be fun just to add a little more. Do I want the wide one or do I want the skinny one? I kind of like the wide one because the skinny one feels like it's, and I guess I could pull it over that way a little. All right, let's try the skinny one. So this is just the two-sided tape. And I left it a little bit, you know, bigger. And there we go. It's just like washi tape. Now we can also start doing things like this. And this one's already inked. I'm going to use just a touch of hot glue where it's going to touch the fabric. And I'm going to leave this up because at some point, you know, I may want to just tuck a little something and it would definitely hold something. This is going to bother me and I didn't put the tape there, so I'm just going to do a touch of glue. There we go. Okay. Cute. And we could keep going. We could add more, but let's see what we can do with some of these other parts. love this. So this is where, again, if we want to incorporate more of the pieces, we could. I'm thinking what I want is a little bit of trim. And I'm just reaching down here into my little basket. Yeah, see how that kind of, this just kind of raw edge. This is going to look great. Now I probably could try a skinny piece of two-sided tape on here, or I could just use my hot glue, but let's try it. I haven't done it before, so why not? I'm going to cut this to the size I need it, so when I put the tape on it, work smarter, Pam, not harder. All right. I just tend to get a lot of things out on my desk at one time. So I'm going to not take it all the way to this one edge because I know I cut it just a smidge bigger. Let's cut it right there. There we go. All right, now this one is a skinnier, which should work. There we go. Whoa, I'll try to get it right there on that edge. Ah, cuteness. Very sweet. Very sweet. I think I'm okay. There's a little bit of sticky, but I think it's going to be okay. I love that, and I love seeing the fabric, and it opens up, and then we can have journaling here. If we want, we could even do like a Velcro dot. But until I know what I want to put here, I'm not going to do a Velcro dot, okay? But we could to help that stay closed a little bit. But honestly, when it's closed up in here, I think it's going to do just fine. I need to remember to show you guys the glitter. Should we do the glitter next and then do some more installation? Let's do that because it was not hard. It was fun. So the first thing is, let me find where I've been chomping at this. Let's just pick a piece that we want to use. Kind of want a flower. And again, I think, I'm going to just cut this one not exactly straight. I think it might be fun with this, like do the glitter and then even cut it out as an embellishment. It doesn't even have to be like a little rectangular page. Should we try that? Maybe we will. Okay. So I am going to chop this in half again. And we'll do a half a sheet. So I already used 1/2. So we'll do it 4 1/4. All right, 2 stickers this size. Because what I'm really thinking is, yeah, that once I'm done, I'm going to use this portion. So I'll just go ahead and cut it a little bit more too. We'll just do the part that we need or want. Okay, I'm gonna put just a piece of paper down to catch some of the glitter. Now before I did like a whole section, like I just put it on there and then poured glitter, but I want this flower. So let's just see how this is gonna work. I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller just because I don't want to end up with a whole bunch of glitter stuck to the sticker stuff. Okay. I don't know if there's a side to my fabric. I think this is the back. All right. So I'm going to stick it down. All right, so you can feel the sticky through there, okay? Where the bigger holes are. And then all I did was, of course, I grabbed the glitter of my choice. And I was generous. Try not to spill it everywhere. Just kind of Make sure it has a chance to get, hopefully, in all those holes. Yeah, pretty, pretty, pretty. And if you want more, you know, just do more. And then when I was done, let me put this glitter up. I'll show you one more thing that I did. I don't know if it helped or not, but it made me feel a little bit better. All right, let's close this. And I will have glitter for days everywhere. And then I took it and I just kind of really pressed it in. And I'm hoping that that's helping the glitter stick to the sticker. I mean, it doesn't appear like, you know, to be dropping glitter. So there we go. That's what I did, and it makes me very happy. Now, I was thinking when I first started this that I was going to, you know, kind of cut around and get that flower out, but I don't think I want to lose all of this glitter. I think I'm okay with it being like a rectangle. So let's find a place again where we need some sparkle. I put that sparkle there. Let's go towards the back of the journal. Because of course, doesn't everyone need some sparkle? All right, what I'm thinking is some type of cluster here. Oh, and I had this piece of fabric I wanted to make into a sticker too, but I haven't done that yet. Okay, let's look at some of the bits and pieces I have from this kit already cut out. Some leaves. And this is where, again, a piece of this might be really fun. I'm going to glue this down. Now, if glitter's not your thing, I get it. I would say if you want to use this type of lacy fabric, like from a tablecloth or a doily or something, you're going to feel the stickiness through there. So you'll have to think about that if you wanted to try to do it that way. And that's honestly kind of how I ended up with the glitter, is I had stuck it on there to see what it would be like. And then I was like, well, I got to do something. And then I was really happy with the glitter option. Okay, so I wanted to show you, even with this fabric that really frays, if you can get the tape to peel up. The one I did off camera peeled up so easy. I was like, yay, this worked. And now I'm struggling just a touch. Okay, here we go. I got it. There we go. It stayed just fine. I'm going to put it there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Let's add a little ink. I am using my walnut stain today. And I'll just kind of start adding some pieces. I think I'm going to grab a word. And let's do inspire. So if you guys are still here, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you like these ideas, if you like this as an option to using fabric in your journals. Like I said, I like using the hot glue and even the Fabrifix, but what I don't like is when I see that come through, or again, if I'm wanting to move a little more quickly. I mean, this is just such a fun option, I think. Okay, so that's pretty to me. I don't know if you guys like it, but it is pretty to me. I'm going to use hot glue on this edge right here. Whoops. Okay. I think I need another glue stick. I've been going through the hot glue lately. Okay, there we go. Now let's find some places. See, these are quite large. When I was making these, like I brought that circle over. If I hadn't, the pocket itself would fit. So again, does it bother me? And do I want, if I do the orientation like this and make a side load, or should I just chop it off? I think I'm going to chop it off. This can be used in a cluster. I am going to glue it down a little bit. Okay, now this one, I had made this so it was like a little tiny tuck spot in the pocket. So I'm going to glue that end down. And now I can pick a fun place for this pocket. I can't decide. Sometimes it is hard to decide. Ooh, how about here? And then let's see which other ones I have. Because what we could do is something like that. But I like the circle on this side. All right, so let's do that. Or do I just want to leave this as a journaling card? It's so cute and so easy to write on the back. Yeah, I'm going to leave that as a journaling card. This one already has 2 pockets. This one I may install as a pocket. But it just doesn't quite go there. All right, let's put this down and not make myself crazy. And I'm going to use glue on this side. I'm going to leave the end open. I can always glue it down here in a second if I change my mind. I think I'm going to do it just like that. Woo! Hot glue. It's called hot glue for a reason, Pam. It is hot. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, if we want to, see, leaving it open on the end, something like that would still fit in there. But I'm going to wait and maybe put that somewhere else. I'll figure something out for this side. I even have some of these, but that one's the wrong orientation. Here, this one's not. Now, again, it's a little bit large for this size journal. So I'm going to do the finger tear. And glue it down. Yeah, they kind of go together. And, oops, I'm going to leave that open too. Even though it's larger, let's just make them similar. I have this little piece left. I'm trying to decide. I think I'll use it somewhere else. Thinking it might look good there, but okay, so I'm going to leave that alone for right now. So I kind of have that spread and I like that. Let's look at what we could do here. The other thing is, look at this. Look how pretty that would be. I love this piece, and for some reason with these flowers, it's really making me happy. We could install it like this and then hang it over so it becomes a little tab. What do y'all think? Okay, I am going to make a little space. Let's see. I think that'll work because I'll use hot glue on that end. I am going to trim this approximately in half like this, and we will stick it down and then trim it up however we want it. I was using these sheets the other day. I had run out of my regular Avery labels that I use for price tags in my brick and mortar shop. And so I just printed them on this and cut them out. I just had a few things that I to tag. Anyway, my husband was helping me, and he's like, I don't like these, because he definitely likes the regular labels, and they are really easy to peel up. So I get that. It was just funny. Okay, I'm gonna leave that little line there. I was thinking I might cut it off, but it doesn't bother me. All right, so let's see. Now, again, if I put it there, and I want this to become a tab. Can you guys see? Am I still in frame? I hope so. All right, I'm gonna peel it off. I think it'll be okay. Oh wait, I'm not peeling it off. It's not a two-sided sticker. I was thinking it was tape. It's not. So actually this is even better, because I was sitting here trying to figure out how I was going to do this tab. So this is perfect. Okay, just make sure that's about where I want it. I'm gonna come a little off, because again, I want the tab. And we are going to cross over with our hands and add hot glue right there. Now on this side, I can just use regular glue because it's paper. Yay, makes me happy. Okay. So let's see. Yes, look how pretty. Yeah, and I have more of that fabric too, so that might find its way somewhere in here. So pretty. All right. I definitely want to leave this, I think, as just a journaling card. I'm going to put it there for right now. This one I'm going to install as a pocket. Got to decide what I'm going to do with this. I'm probably going to make another. Ooh, we could make a flip with one of our pieces of fabric right there. Okay, so that is a plan. Let's. I'm trying to decide where I want to put this. I'm just trying to pick somewhere where I didn't have a bunch of goodies already. All right, we're going to work on that one, but it's okay. I'm going to bring it over here to the right a little bit and install it where we could still tuck something behind there if we want to. Plus we have these two pockets, okay? So if I want to leave it open on this side, I'm going to hold it by that side. And just going to put it about right there. So cute. Again, making me happy, thinking, just to help me remember about that pocket. Whoa. Just gonna cut that off, and we're gonna do this. It's a little wide, of course it is. And I'll make something or do something with that, or just leave it there to then use on a collage somewhere else in my journal at some point. All right, we have this, and I've done, you know, little flips and different things before, but what I'm thinking is I am going to even attach it like this. And then here, and then I can put something else along this. So let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to trim it down. I think it'll fit a little bit better and make me a little less crazy trying to attach it. And then these pieces I could always add tape to, or again, just use them. Would have helped, I think, if I had gotten the right scissors in my hand. they're a little bit sharper, the fabric scissors, and I'm not cutting the paper. All right. I kind of got off onto the paper that time, but that's okay. All right, what did I say? I'm gonna put it here. I think I'm going to have this flip open and I'm going to glue it here and then add something here. So I'm going to glue it here and add something here. I know that's not making much sense, but that's what we're doing. So just hang with me for a second. I am going to add glue just to a portion of this flap where the paper there will stick to it. I used this kind of as a guide of where I needed my glue. Hopefully I don't glue everything closed. Look at that. Yay. And you know, if I want to, I could even cut it. That might be pretty. Because, you know, I was thinking leave it square, but just so that we get to have that triangle. Let's do it. Again, I think I picked up the wrong scissors. I should have been using the paper scissors. Sorry, fabric scissors. All right, now I can still use that for something. Yeah, look how pretty that is. Oh, I'm glad I did that. That's fun. We could even put a circle or something here. Okay, and then this one, because we are going to have this be an open flap, let's look for, you know, a piece of paper from the kit. That's almost the right size. That's going to be too narrow. I wonder if one of these trees, I think it would look good. So let's just do the tear method. And get it to approximately the correct size. Let's see how I did. Yikes, I could have actually measured. Yeah, that's pretty good. Why measure, right? I don't know why I'm being so reckless. Okay. And then right here. And if we see some of the white, I will just use ink. Ink, ink, ink to fix it. Okay. This, I think, is going to look great. So we will go ahead and ink this piece. And I like kind of the rustic torn edge look. And again, I've got several different kits going on here. This is all the fall leaves. And the other one is the autumn charm. I think it's autumn charm. Okay. I'm just going to get a little extra ink going. Woo! And we'll see what it looks like. Okay. Yeah. And we may need a little extra ink on this edge because it might be just a titch tall. Okay. Since I'm not sure, I'm going to add the glue to this portion. And again, this is the back of that label sticker paper that has fabric on the other side. Let's put our tree on. Yeah. I am very happy. Doesn't make much to make Pam happy, does it? Oh gosh. Now we have this that flips open. Again, we can decide something there. We have a little bit of decoration now on this flap. And then I definitely want to do something with these two. And maybe it's this one. And I think we'll measure. I need pieces. This piece needs to be at least like 3 1/4. Yeah, they each need to be at least 3 1/4. And then a little less than 5. Let's see if this will cut these. That guard back down. Okay. I can see the edge of the paper, and I want it to be, again, about the 3 1/4. And I'm not too worried if this is perfectly straight. I'm going to have to just cut through the fabric just a touch. I don't think my trimmer was really made for doing that. But, not bad. I love this flower, so let's make sure we get to use, and it can be bigger than 3 1/4. Oh yeah, so let's just leave this one for now. And then how wide is it? Yeah, it can't be wider than 5, so we will just chop that down. It almost went all the way through it. Okay, and then same thing here. I've got to get this one to about 5, a little less. Let's do this in because I have that weird corner. Okay. There we go. Let's see how I did. I'm going to trim the fabric off. Just love the texture this adds. And then this one, we'll trim the fabric off. I really like the idea of printing a neutral on this white paper. As soon as I'm done, you know that's going to be happening. All right, so we could do these where they lap over, and we could do some kind of closure. We could have this here, and then this could flip open and open, right? So let's think about a piece of paper from the kit that I could just cut to be the correct size. All right, so here's the ruler. Again, I need it to be right at 5 inches, and I need to take into account. Oh, well, it's basically the same size. So almost 5 by 5 for that one. And this one would be a little more than 3 1/2. Okay. So here we go. Let's see how we do. Now, I know this is I'm gonna like how this looks for the top one. I'm not sure because I don't know that I want it to look like upside down trees for the bottom flap. So let's just wait a second. And okay, I want to glue this down first and then glue this to this, because that way I'm sandwiching my flap in between. So, ta-da! Or I could do, I could do this piece first. It doesn't really matter. In fact, let's do this piece first. I think it'll be a touch easier. So I'm just going to add glue to this flap. You guys know I love making flips. So I hope you enjoy this. Okay, flippy. I'm going to center it just like that. All right, that looks good when you open it up. And now I want to glue this one. And you'll see a little bit of the brown, and I'm okay with that because I brought it down a little bit. I didn't go right to the crease. Whoa. So let's add the glue to this piece. And see if we like what I've come up with. I'm gonna line it up with the bottom and the sides. There we go. And once this is all together really good, I can trim this off and or I can ink it. So I think I want to trim just a little. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. It's just going to be a sliver. I can make my scissors grab it. Okay, not bad. And then a touch of ink. And you really don't see it anymore. All right. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You can go like this and then like this. Again, lots of options. This one opens up. Okay. Now I have this one. It's ready to go. So I haven't cut the paper for the backing yet, but we'll go ahead and glue this one to this flap. Because like I said, it didn't really matter which one I glued down first. Fun. Okay, and then this is what I was saying is I don't know. Well, I guess I can just turn the trees this way. Yeah, it'll be okay. So I think I said 5 by 3.5. I probably should check again, but I'm gonna go for it. No, I need, wait, think, Pam, I need 5 this way. Hello, let's cut it the right way. And then just a 3.5-inch section. So I think I'm going to go like that and get these little faux stamps and stuff. Yeah, that'll look great. A little bit of ink. And again, this will get sandwiched in. So add some ink there. So it's not going to go anywhere. And again, I'm going to do my best to line it up. So hopefully we don't see the white. A little touch right there, but I think it's going to be all right. All right. So then I think, again, decide what I want to do over here, but I think a fun closure or, like a button closure, something like that would be fabulous. Let me see. These are a little small. Oh, what about one of these? This would be a good size. These are old. I just love my vintage buttons. Look at that. Wonder if I should save that to put on something. Should I? It's kind of cool looking. Maybe we'll add it to a cluster somewhere. Okay, button. Okay, I was cutting that and I succeeded. I was hoping I could leave the strings and just tie them. And I'm not gonna sew this baby on. I'm gonna just glue it on. But I like having this string through here. So let's see if my old fingers can get this knotted. Yay! Okay, good enough. And the glue will hold it on too. So. Oh gosh. How many times have I done that? I wish I had $1 for every time. Now I'm going to try to put the glue just in the middle there. I imagine it's going to ooze out, so it may make it a little challenging to use this button as a closure, but we'll see what happens. It still looks cute, and it definitely holds it down, so I mean, if I decide to just leave the button there, it would be okay. All right, I have an idea if I can find the page I want. I'm thinking I want to put one of these on this panel somewhere. So I'm going to take You Can Make Hard Decisions. And again, this is from all the Fall Leaves paper collection. I love all these sentiments and words. Oh gosh. 5 new messages again. Sorry. All right, she said, thanks. Now this is my other daughter. Ooh. She got a badge at the hospital. She's doing her field work in for her MSW. It looks great. So we'll tell her something. It looks great! Exclamation point. Congratulations. All right, I'll send her a kissy face later. The kissy faces. Okay. So should it be hidden? No, I kind of like seeing it, I think. And then I'm not covering up any of those beautiful flowers. So again, just fun ways to incorporate some textiles and more fabric and things. And like I said, for me, I just really like the idea. And you're getting the backing so it has a little more structure, you know. Oh, look. Oh, no. Okay. So then what we do is we're just going to say that was meant to be like this. There we go. Not a problem. I fixed it. So then we'll open it up. And then this will flip open. And I may end up putting like a page there. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? We'll just see what happens. Now, another pretty that I think I would like. Yeah, let's add a little bit of this lace too, just to dress it up a touch more. And I could put the tape on there, but since the glue is ready and right here, let's just do the glue. All right. So fun. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about wrapping anything around here because it is staying closed so nicely now that it has a little bit of weight there. All right. Glue, baby. Yeah. I love it. And we can put words, we can collage more. Again, I love this style of crafting because you can just keep going and everything has a place and it looks so cute. All right. I am going to stop there for today. I hope you got some ideas of how to use this sticker paper, fabric. You can make tape, right? I haven't glued this one down, but I'm definitely going to put it somewhere, especially, ooh, you know what? Let's just do that really fast. Let's make some tabs out of it. Or at least out of this one, because I love this little frayed edge. So cute. All right, I have a tab there. Let's put one just for fun. We'll put it right here. And again, it's masking tape. You can just use regular glue. that you're crafting with. And it'll hold it down. Look at that. And it has enough structure, but it also gives you that fabric look. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm going to play and have a wonderful day, and I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful day too. Thank you for joining. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment. Until next time, have a great day, everybody.